Greetings, my friend. I'm Bob Wilhelm, and I'm a storyteller. Some of the best storytelling in the world come from the Celtic peoples, the Irish and the Scots, who are well known in North America, but also the Bretons from France and the Cornish people and the Welsh people, much less known, but a very important part of the Celtic tradition. And just as St. Patrick has his St. Patrick's Day and the wearing of the green on March 17th, so the Welsh have their day with their great saint, Saint David, Dewi Sant, as they say in Welsh. I hope I have the pronunciation correct. I've been to Wales many times, and it's a wonderfully rich language with sounds that are so difficult for English speakers to reproduce. But David, as he is known in English, was a man of two conflicting tendencies, and that is what makes his story so powerful, and it's such a part of Celtic Christianity. On the one hand, he had this desire for simplicity, a simple life, a prayerful life, and so he became a hermit and then a spiritual leader, an Abba, so to speak, as they said in the eastern deserts of Egypt, an Abba of a whole community of other people seeking out the same simplicity. He's also called David the Waterman because he drank nothing but water, no beer, no wine, no milk. He did not eat any meat or fish. He bathed in cold water. He did all physical work without the help of, for example, oxen to plow fields. He did it himself, and he required that his people who were part of his community have that same commitment to hard work, simplicity, something that doesn't fit very much into the desires of the modern world. But there was another part of him as well, and that other part was that he was a great speaker. He was a preacher. And there are many stories that I tell in his story of how it was prophesied that he would become a great preacher. And in fact, he was called to a very important synod of the church in those very, very early centuries, so many years ago, 1500 years ago, in which there was a struggle between two different camps of theology. Without going into that, the important thing is to know that David was called there because of his eloquence and his insights. And he gave a sermon, a homily, a talk that won over the crowd, and the issue was resolved, and the church in Wales went down a certain path rather than another path. So here was a man who was eloquent with his tongue, and yet he loved silence and he loved solitude. And that tension between those two worlds, the desire to go out into the world, to do good, to make a mark on the world, to reach out to other people, is balanced with the desire to go within, to find peace, to look for the hidden God within the soul. And that has always been a tension in religious tradition in Christianity. And David manages in a magnificent way to balance the two, A last thought on David's approach to life and his spirituality is the Welsh people often refer to his phrase that he loved to use. It was a phrase about little things, doing little things. And it seemed that his spirituality was very much like that of Saint Therese of Lisieux, the Little Flower, the 19th century simple French woman who was a great mystic and who offers a way in the modern world of seeking out peace and God and the fulfillment of a spiritual growth by turning to simple things, living a simple life, embracing that simplicity, doing it prayerfully and with joy. But David had already opened that path and followed that path centuries and centuries earlier. And finally, a last note, just as the Irish will wear the green, the wearing of the green on St. Patrick's Day, maybe with a shamrock on the lapel, so the Welsh will also wear the green. The green is a symbol of nature and of life, and Patrick took the shamrock, and David is associated with the green leek, an onion-like plant, or a daffodil, beautiful daffodil green as well, but with the yellow flowers. And Welsh people will wear those on St. David's Day to celebrate their identity as being Welsh and to celebrate his love for the things green. Why green? Because the shamrock, the watercress, the leek, these were the simple foods gathered from the streams and the meadows of the Celtic landscape as food of nurture for the ascetics, these holy men and holy women who wanted so little and wanted to give so much, who led simple lives, but lives that bloomed like daffodils in the spring with prayer and praise. Happy St. David's Day. I'm Bob Wilhelm, and I'm a storyteller.